Jam.
Hey. Loving the music.
Tetris Electro Swing. I had to.
It's good.
This is my favorite hand. So I have lots of chiptunes and covers to play.
Yeah, I don't know why you get them. I really don't.
Oh, my Spotify has like, oh, hang on. My Spotify has like literally well over 20,000 songs saved.
I bet like hosting TNS throws up some weird like like you're hearing music on Spotify. Yeah?
Nah. All the stuff that I play on TNS and stuff I listen to anyway. Although this is in my Spaces music playlist where I have songs for each head.
Very cool.
Anyway, this is going to keep going for a while if I don't cut it off. So, GM, welcome to Noun O'Clock LITE at the Noun Square. We are watching the end of the auction of Noun 624, likely going for a fairly low price at 24.5 currently. There's about 4.5 minutes left on this auction. If you want to follow along with us, if you've been here before, you may be used to going to nounoclock.app, then going to fomonouns.wtf, then going to nomo.wtf. Well, we have streamlined this process. All you have to do is go to nomo.wtf, NOMO.wtf, and you will be able to see everything you need to for this show right in front of you. And it'll automatically switch to FOMO. It'll automatically switch to NOMO when the time comes. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. Shout out to big ups to Volky for
it's very
setting
well
that
done.
up. But yeah, how are y'all doing this Sunday?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit tender, a bit hungover. I was on like a stag do yesterday. We went out at 9 in the morning. It started, which is ridiculous. And I got in the wee hours of this one.
That's
tender. That's delightful.
Tender is.
It just made my day so much better.
It reminds me of that Douglas Adams bit where it's like, a hyperspace travel feels unpleasantly like being drunk. Well, what's so unpleasant about being drunk? Go ask a glass of water. Same energy.
But yeah, that's where I'm at this morning. But still vibing. Can't miss a light. Can't miss 2 lights in a row. So.
Exact opposite of Ben, who's usually like 3 sheets to the wind when we ask him that question.
Not usually, but when he is, you can tell.
Yeah.
By the way, for everybody, I'm seeing a couple new faces here. So if you are in the room, make sure to tap that little speech bubble button on the bottom right and retweet the room. You stand a chance to win 0.069 ETH. And we have another bid coming in. We're actually pushing the auction forward by like 3 minutes. Wow, a new record. Nice. 25 ETH from a wallet that doesn't seem to have any nouns in it. 0x5D4B.
I appreciate them.
Interesting. I do too. I always appreciate new nouners who don't have 13 nouns already in their wallet. And another like 17 in another one.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah.
They almost have enough to go up against them for another bid too.
Oh wow, you're right. Yeah. By the way that we're seeing all of this information, it's not like we're opening Etherscan and OpenSea to see what, or any other platform to see how many nouns somebody has. We're not in the before times. We have Noun O'Clock now. So if you want to see how much ETH someone has remaining in their wallet after a bid, if you want to see how many nouns they already have in that bidding wallet, you can just go to nomo.wtf, NOMO.wtf, and that will tell you everything you need to know for this show.
So
you
wait,
can tell that
watched
I
off.
just woke up because I'm in. I'm like, I woke up at like it's currently 7:15. I woke up at 6:45, and you can tell that my brain is still coming online because I'm hiding behind the radio voice.
Yeah.
I wasn't even up early enough to boil water, so I'm like straight out of bed into the laptop.
Yeah, I wasn't up early enough to like I usually have like an energy drink. I wasn't up early up I wasn't up early enough to speak English either, apparently. No, I wasn't up early enough to like even put powder in water and shake it. So I'm literally drinking LaCroix because it's liquid. Just to make sure that my throat doesn't turn into Farouk yesterday. Speaking of, that was a really good talk. I think Aptoshi knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, is there a like a recording somewhere?
There is actually. Thank you for that segue, Cardinal. Were you actually?
It's almost like it was
okay.
planned.
Thank you.
And it wasn't.
So yeah, if you actually tap on the clock right now that I'm speaking from behind, there is a tweet that went out yesterday, and I'm going to see if I can find it and pin it up to the nest of the talk that Aptoshi gave.
Nice.
And there's both an excerpt that is fantastic that was subtitled by our very own Toady, as well as a full recording of it's about a 25-minute talk, and it's actually a recording of the Discord watch party. So you can see how we were reacting to things. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to pin that up to the space. You can see how we were reacting to things in the Discord while we were watching it, which is kind of fun. By the way,
yeah, that's quite cool.
If there's ever a Nounish event going on, if any of y'all out there know of a Nounish event or any event that you think our audience might want to see, hit us up in Discord. We might do a watch party for it. Because this was like an impromptu thing. We put this together in what Symbio, like 3 minutes?
Yeah, you literally did the POAP and went straight to Discord to set up that. Well, I went to other Discords to challenge convention by sharing it.
Dan Burner.eth coming in with a 26 ETH bid with only 45 seconds left on the auction.
Current. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Incredible.
We might actually get to 7:30 today. We got 3 bidders in there with just enough ETH to go up against known wallet.
If we get late enough, then I think we might do Cardinals Suggestion to try starting the show a little early. I do really like that. Context for anybody who isn't actually on the team. We were discussing maybe starting 9 o'clock a little earlier than we already do. And by we, I mean Cardinal was, because he's not in the EST and wouldn't be suffering for it, like the 2 people that host the show most often. But he'd be so we'd be starting a little bit earlier, see if we can talk a little bit more to guests or to you guys who are in the audience. On a related note, a couple new faces. So if you haven't already, please retweet the room. Helps get some people in there, helps support the show, and enters you into a drawing that we do every single day to win 0.069 ETH, which is nothing to sneeze at. So easiest money you'll ever make. Please retweet if you can. Get your friends in here. It's always a good time, especially when we actually get to play FOMO, which we haven't been, but we still have NOMO. So... But yeah, I really liked what Aptoshi was talking about yesterday, where she really put a heavy emphasis, as it should be, on Nouns funds builders. I really appreciated that.
It's funny because we were talking about more female presence on stage in yesterday's show, and a video came out on most people's timelines of some celebrations there that was not so female centric, and
You think?
Dido, who had been on Dido, who had been on. I don't know if he was on Noun O'Clock or if it was a prop house. I think it was prop house. He was representing Rug Radio for a prop house, but he offered to ETH up for anyone who could pick a female out of that video. So I had to post Toshi's video in said segment and go after that ETH, but I didn't quite qualify.
Prof and I were,
nor was I genuinely looking for it, but yeah.
Prof and I were talking about it after we're like right after the start of the talk, because the talk that happened before the Taoism talk, which again pinned in the nest, the talk that happened before the Taoism talk had like 3 women on stage, but it was a talk about diversity, because of course it was. And which is the only time you're ever going to see more than one.
Yep.
And it's honestly, that's the same thing that got me to not hang out in, because I used to spend most of my time, I used to do shows like this actually in tabletop RPG circles, like D&D, that kind of thing, and be on what are called APs, actual plays, which is just playing D&D on stream, but everybody on playing the game is a trained actor. You might have heard of like Critical Role, Dimension 20, that sort of thing. I actually played with most of those people. So when I was doing that, I'm 100% convinced that the reason I was at some of those tables was basically as the diversity hire, because like everybody else on the table can be a white man because we've got the brown trans girl. So we hit our quota in one person. Anyway, I'm not in that industry anymore. Imagine why. Anyway, we've got 50 seconds left on this auction. If another bid doesn't come in the next 30 or so, we are going straight to, well, I would like to say we're going straight to FOMO. We're probably going straight to NOMO, but we'll see. We might be able to play FOMO. If you are not already on the site, go to NOMO.WTF, NOMO.WTF. You can watch the end of the auction. We can try to play FOMO to see if we get botted. And otherwise, we can go to NOMO. And by the way,
last Sunday, the bot gave us a day off, didn't he? So
yeah, maybe we'll get one today. Okay, there's less than 13 seconds left. There's not enough time for another bid to come in. So we're playing the feud. Let's see how this goes. Make sure to downvote if you don't like it immediately, and we're getting botted. Oh wait, maybe people just upvoted it.
Like it?
Oh no, that was a bot. That's like 40. Okay, well,
wishful thinking.
We're getting a weed plug. That's what that is. Anyway, it's NOMO time. So you should have seen your page pretty much immediately change to NOMO nouns. So welcome to NOMO nouns. You are going to pick your favorite noun out of all of these that we would have been able to select had we played FOMO. But as it is, these are the 30 that happened before we started. And you're going to pick your favorite noun, choose your character. And we're going to see which of these win. As soon as you pick your favorite, as soon as the timer counts down, finishes counting down in the next 15 seconds or so, you are going to spam click your noun, almost as if you're botting, to try to save your favorite noun to make sure that it, because otherwise all these nouns will be NOMO. What, y'all see favorites?
Like cow.
Yeah. The cow's nice.
Cow's pretty cool.
I like this.
Cody would have gone after that naked mustard.
By the way, if you are not... Oh, I'm going after the mustard for Cody. If you are not connecting your wallet, then you will not be able to click. So make sure to connect your wallet.
Keep that.
It's because, unlike FOMO nouns, we've actually got civil resistance. So the people can't bot us here.
Except Ben Body.
Except Ben Body. Well, no, Ben Body got banned from his own friggin' game.
Yeah, he gets kicked out, but he managed to.
He did it twice, but it undoes the clicks if you do that. The greasy wall was so nice. Good, but I gotta go for the invisible mustard. Come on.
Oh.
All right, floating mustard
the
noggles
greasy-
or the greasy wall? Which are we going for? Who will
I like this greasy
Who
wall.
will lose? I don't know why I keep doing that.
Oh, it's so close.
Oh, all right. Well,
Sorry, RFG.
you should be. No, it's fine. Greasy wall. Grease is an OP trait. You can't blame you for getting the greasy wall. So, Cardinals Symbio, the two people that I have on stage. What do people get? Pop quiz. What do people get if they get a NOMO? If they mint this NOMO in the next 12 minutes for just 0.0069 ETH, which is about the price of a cup of coffee, what do they get?
They get to support the show and our actions here and our ability to continue. And they also get an opportunity to win something from the NOMO wallet following day, should they be selected.
That is
Also
right.
some great art.
And also some great art.
Indeed. You get a Nounlet for 0.0069 ETH if you eat mint right now. Eat grease and mint.
Not
right
legal
now.
advice, not financial advice, yada, yada, yada. DYOR. It's not literally a Nounlet.
that is useful information. But if you mint now, we're still in a situation here where it's an increasing value over the course of the day. So you get the cheapest opportunity to mint this NOMO.
Yeah.
In the coming week, we should see it transition to a static price of 0.0069 ETH, I believe.
Yeah. So these earlier NOMOs, more likely than not, you're going to see them be a little bit less common than when we lock the price in. So might want to get it now. Just saying. Earlier NOMOs get that provenance. As we know in nouns, we're all about provenance.
The grease on the NOMO yellow background makes it look like this wall is being supported by a single pixel.
Wait, let me take a better look.
Not quite there.
Not quite. If you have like a blue light filter over your screen, like if I put on my blue light glasses, then yeah, it looks like it's being supported by a single pixel. Like the world's most treacherous Jenga tower. So
it's probably like 30% gray off of actually being a blend, but you know.
Yeah. Details. So, what's been going on now that we've played FOMO? Sort of. We've played NOMO, definitely. What's been going on in the Nouniverse and beyond? Symbio, you're plugged into the world more than I ever will be. What's
Well, we had the culmination of the Wizards, the challenge, illustration challenge of our contest there. And I saw on the timeline to the point where I actually turned the clock off for about 15, 20 minutes because of the notification rollovers of the art being posted on the timeline. But
you get notifications from 9 o'clock? Why?
I sure do, so I don't miss the show. The multiple shows, actually. It gives you a great indication of when shows are starting, including soapboxes.
Oh, you get like tweet notifications on Symbio. I thought you were getting notifications like from being logged into this account, and I was like, why would you do that to yourself? We get like 20 a minute. What do you?
No. No. I still get those. I could turn those off, but yeah. So there is that. We're gonna have a vote on that contest, but if you want to see the fabulous artwork, there is pinned up on the timeline behind the clock, each one individually. So you scroll back and have a look through those because there's some fantastic entries and some really great art. Yeah.
A lot of these are so nice. I also like that that Goldie himself threw together. We're not letting him win, but he threw together this great
You should pin that one up.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I found it on desktop, and then now I have to go back on my phone, and because Twitter, being the flawless platform with no flaws that it is, doesn't allow you to host spaces from your desktop. Or even if you do host spaces from your desktop, you have to do it via like an Android emulator or something, and it's a nightmare. So we end up having to do this.
That out.
I did briefly, and if I can be completely honest, it's not worth it. Like the amount of money that I spent on getting an audio interface that lets me plug like headphones and my nice microphone into my phone is well worth the amount of time I would have spent setting up like BlueStacks every single day. It's good to have as a backup if for whatever reason like your phone explodes. Like it's good to know how to set up BlueStacks on your computer. I might actually do a tutorial for that. But it's good to set up BlueStacks on your computer just so that you can do that, but it's definitely not what I would recommend for daily spaces use. When did I become this? I'm sorry. I've been hearing myself talk, and I'm just like,
months.
Yeah, I'm just like, when did I become an expert on Twitter Spaces? I mean, I better be. It's my job, but still.
They really do need to sort that out, though. I mean, I don't understand how it's not possible to do it like through the native Twitter app on desktop. It's just ridiculous.
Because because the native Twitter app on desktop is just the mobile app that's been ported. They don't have a native desktop Twitter app. So if they want to, so the way that they port it over to desktop is they're just like, what features can we remove to make this work? And Spaces is one of them.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
That makes no sense, like a lot of things with Twitter.
Twitter is a flawless platform with no flaws. Noun CC, how you doing this morning?
Hey, what's up? It's actually not Sunday night in Japan, but yeah, I'm chilling. I'm good.
I forgot where you were.
Oh, it's okay. Nice to see everybody. Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Oh, yeah. Symbio. I was talking to Symbio, and he mentioned, I asked him for some help, and, he said, I have a prop. It's my second round on the prop house for, the Noun Cycling Club project, and I just thought it might be nice if I could get a little bit of input or workshop it a little bit.
Yes, let's do this.
Cool, since the vote is coming up. Yeah, I was it's the off season for cycling, and I've been kind of chilling. I did a couple open editions, and but honestly, I have as Mr. Brian Design, my main NFT account. I have a decent following, but Noun CC is pretty new, so minting tokens. I'm trying to build the audience, trying to find all those cyclists in Web3, and I kind of went the route of this time, with this prop to pitch the idea of making some cycling caps and some stickers, because that's kind of like the IRL meme for cycling people, for bike riders, and it's basically that that kind of real estate on the inside of the visor that people flip up. That's kind of like the big ticket item, and that's what cyclists understand. And I think I just I just ordered some noggles from Klim, some party noggles, and I'm
awesome.
Yeah, I just want to start taking pictures of us on group rides with those for now, but I want to make the cycling caps, and I want to get them out to like influential cycling people.
Yeah, so you said that the cycling caps are sort of like the meme in the cyclist community. How would you explain that to somebody who isn't into cycling?
Yeah, so the cycling caps are like they're kind of like a PO-app, like a physical PO-app, because if there's like an event, like a cycling event, like especially a race, like a big race, professional race or a local race, it's kind of like one of those items that cyclists collect. So it's kind of like a collectible. it's a wearable and a collectible, and it's just kind of like a mainstay of the thing, and like other people, like, you know, fans wear them at events, and it's like one of those it's that kind of item.
All right, that makes sense.
It's kind of like a T-shirt,
it's
you know, like a T-shirt. People make a T-shirt.
Yeah, like a T-shirt, or like if you go to conventions, then a lot of times they give out like lanyards.
Yes,
a lot of people collect those.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
And people wear them like off the bike too, so it's kind of like if you were to go out, you know, out on the, you know, about town or whatever, and you just wanted to make sure everyone knew you were a cyclist, you could wear a cycling cap. I mean, they're fashionable, you know. Cycling caps kind of became trendy in New York, like, you know, I don't know, 20 years ago when fixed gear bikes popped off or became popular or whatever. And also, you know, Spike Lee made the Brooklyn chewing gum cap pretty famous in Do the Right Thing, and then later in She's Gotta Have It. So it's kind of like it was also, if you watch White Men Don't Jump, somebody's wearing one in that movie. So it's kind of popular back then, like 80s, and then it kind of came back. This is kind of like a fashion item. Cool fashion item.
Makes sense.
Those are GIF opportunities then. Go out and find those clips or the best clips from those flicks and put noggles on them and get them up on tenor.
Oh, good idea, Symbio. I like it.
That would, you can use Nounify, or even just throw them into Photoshop and like frame by frame key animate it. That's what I usually do.
No, I know how to make GIFs. I got a couple. I got a Spicoli GIF, Noggles GIF, and I got a couple others. I made a Oompa Loompa GIF.
Oh yeah.
What is it? What's the guy? No, what's the guy? Wee Man. I made a Wee Man was in a Oompa Loompa. In one of the videos, one of the Jackass videos. I made one of him, but it's not aggregating. I don't know why. I made a couple others. It's just I don't know where Wee Man is. I was kind of like bummed because I wanted to show Gammy. I tried to show Gammy, and I don't think it came up. But it's on Giphy. But GIFs is a good idea. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Doesn't Twitter index tenor?
Yeah, I put on tenor and Giphy. I probably have a few others. I know I made some like cartoon character ones too, of some coloring sheets. So, you know, I love the nouns. I love the ecosystem. I love the community, you know, and I feel like it's the best. I always refer to nouns as like a good example of like a good community, DAO, an actual DAO that's functioning, that's, you know, and the DAO nouns adjacent communities like Farcaster, Zora, you know, all these things, and you know what's going on in the prop house. It's really cool. The UMA, all these things. So I just, I like the nouns. I do some stuff with the nouns, like with coloring worksheets with my students. I teach little kids English and stuff like that. So cycling's like cycling's like the big thing I do though. I do that like it's my job. So. I spend a lot of time on the bike, so it just kind of makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah, I had the idea like before Christmas, and I mentioned it to Symbio also and to Clem, and they were like, "That's a great idea." So I was like, "Yeah." So I just, I'm just doing it basically.
And Symbio, I see that you pinned up is that the prop house link to this prop?
Oh,
that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Thanks.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah. It's like...
Awesome. So yeah, for feedback, everybody should go and check out that prop and send your feedback to NounsDAO, right?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great. Or retweet it or whatever, comment. I mean, this is my second time around, and I was it's a lot to take in, to be honest. Like I've been in the NFT space for like a couple years, and I have some collections, like I said, as myself, as Mr. Brian, but the prop, the process, that whole aspect, and just how everything works, it's a lot. And then I remember Abtoshi talking about, how it's kind of like a flex to have put your prop up like multiple times. So that kind of like got me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
I love that it's Aptoshi saying that because for anybody who doesn't know, Aptoshi put her prop up like 4 times.
Yeah.
Before it was funded. And it ended up just being funded by like small grants instead. Like,
yeah. No. So yeah, I'm just kind of like, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, okay, you know, bounce back, whatever. I mean, I didn't get like really discouraged anyway, because, you know, there's a lot of props up and stuff like that. But just navigating like the different, you know, ways of being funded and also just being in the Noun Square and other noun spaces a lot, like pretty much every day. I get a little better taste. Like I have a lot better insight than I might have, say, 2 months ago when I put up my first one.
yeah, it does take some time to get adjusted to both the culture of the ecosystem and, you know, the sort of social contracts that everybody's already sort of within the ecosystem already sort of understands, as well as the technical aspect. Speaking of the technical aspect, Dolo, how you doing?
Pretty good. Good morning, everybody. Good
morning,
evening to everybody else.
GM.
And good afternoon to other people too.
I think that's what, Cardno, is it afternoon for you yet? Yeah, it
Certainly is. Yep.
It's
Living my best
like
life.
Noon 42-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I ended up just scooping up that NOMO.
Hell yeah.
That's
the greasy wall.
My gas.
I wonder why.
He's calling it wax, not grease. Yeah, get that lip waxed up and perform on it.
And now we are speaking a language that I don't understand, and my brain just associates it with Gami.
Yeah. Freaking the daily drop is up. I wanted to let everybody know that.
Oh, hell yeah. I missed that
Maria
last night.
Sunshine. Yeah, I forgot who queued it. Well, Devin queued it up a couple days ago, but I forgot who like made it go through last night, because you know these gas fees the whole weekend been crazy. So
yeah, they've been insane. Thanks, Blur. For anybody who isn't aware of what's going on, well, I could tell you about it, or I could just get Devin to tell you about it. So I'm going to let Devin tell you about it because I've been talking too much. Devin, want to tell people about? Are you here? I just you were a speaker for about 3 seconds. All right, never mind. I'll do it. Oh, there you are. Did it work?
We're in.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Devin, you want to tell everybody about the daily drop, and that's nar.ly, because I want to get a drink.
Yeah, no problem. GM, everyone. Happy 9 o'clock.
GM.
Although, did FOMO work today? I don't know. Man,
nope.
Again, oh, jeez.
No, it did not.
This bot.
We got botted again. We did get a new Nouner, though.
That's amazing.
I think. Might be somebody who already had one. But yeah, danburner.eth ended up winning for 26. There wasn't any nouns in that wallet. I don't know if they're going to move it somewhere else. We'll figure that out tomorrow. But yeah. And
we have a socket now. Is it a socket?
We got the it's the weed plug. I refuse to. That's what it is. Like, it's green energy.
It's green energy.
Okay, fine. Green energy. That's better.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it's the outlet head. It's the third outlet head, I believe.
I love that. And it has the American outlet.
The second one. The first one was like in the 110s, and the second one was like in 450-ish, like 470 something.
Man, does anyone know if there's like an inquisition going on about this bot? We need to fund the Nounish Inquisition.
No. Nouns funds Zach XBT to figure out who's botting FOMO. Unfortunately, the way FOMO is designed, you can't do that, which is so annoying.
We're trying to get a FOMO.
We are working on fixing the problem.
Well, get a
that's
form
what
of
we're
our
working
own
on.
the daily drop. By the way, you brought me up to talk about the daily drop. Yeah. So today, the daily drop, we had one that had been stuck on the deploy section for 2 days because gas has been high, and luckily one of the narly citizens, I call him the narly snipers, DJ JD Narly Queen, came on and was like, how does this work? Is that anyone who has one NAR and enough gas can always queue the drop first and then deploy the drop next. So there are like 2 contract interactions on that's NOW.ly. How we do these drops is that every day 9:30 we come together on the daily drop, and then if there is a drop that has been queued, we can deploy it at that time and it will go through. So that's what happened with Maria's drop that is live right now. Looking at it, we have 14 hours left on this. So if one of you wants to support Maria's Sunshine, great skier. I don't know, Dolo, have you had a chance to reach out to her and see if she can send in her shout out video?
Yeah, I have, but she hasn't opened up her DMs on Instagram since the day it was supposed to be dropped. So the day you queued it up was the last time she opened up her DM, and I was like, "Hey, we're just waiting on gas fees. I'll get back to you." And then I hit her up yesterday, and then like when we dropped it, and she still didn't even open up the DMs from the day I hit her up about the queue.
Damn.
So I'm
But it's her
guessing
first
she's just
drop,
well,
so
they just got a lot of snow, so like I know on the mountain they got a lot. They had a contest and stuff, so.
I guess they've been busy. But yeah, so her drop had been queued for 2 days. Gas has been crazy. Thanks, Blur. It's like, thanks, Mom.
That's Blur and Bitcoin. I would have to
Thanks,
say
Blur.
Blur and Bitcoin because of that
Yeah,
drop.
so we finally deployed it today. Actually, I would say last night, but for me it is today and last night on the daily drop. And up next on the daily drop, we have a video coming in from Kenya, from downhill to 5-4. Skate Saturdays are the best. These guys are doing some longboard. I think it's Nairobi. So we'll be queuing them up. I also want to see if I can get them on the daily drop to chat about longboarding culture in Kenya. So yeah, that's the drop that will be coming through tonight. I hope we can queue it. I've been trying to queue it right now before I came on, but still gas is high. It's crazy. But just so you know, the way it works is that anyone with one can go in and you just go to the next page. You can see the button you either find is either queue drop or deploy drop. But we usually like to queue the drop before and then deploy the drop on the daily drop. With there's so many drops happening in one sentence, but that's that's gnarly. And maybe something else I can add to people who are aware of NounsDAO and the amazing stuff that we do over there. We have a new initiatives section. When you go to that snar.ly, we have a new initiatives section. Essentially, how it works is Rocketman came up with this idea of we can test out proposals before we move them to our treasury to fund them. And essentially what happens here is that you can come in, make a new initiative. If I can see the initiatives that are here, we have Instituto Skate Cuida. That's the initiative by Bob Burnquist. Collectivo, you guys remember Collectivo XV, Skate Hive, and someone added Rodney Mullen's Skate Tricks. I think augmented reality skateboarding game. These videos have been showing up, and that's gnarly. It's essentially an air athlete shredder doing all these tricks. I know people find it a bit strange, but man, I like it. I like it.
It's one of the dudes out in LA who's been working with Rodney Mullen for the past 2 years, 3 years on this thing. So basically you just go up to an item with your phone and your camera, and you scan the item, and the item can now be turned into an obstacle that you can put a character on. You can size the character down to a tech deck size, or you can have the character be the size of you. and you can have them skate the freaking, like you can use them as like a skate character, like as if you were playing Skate or Sessions or something like that, but you're using the phone. It's pretty dope. You can create freaking mini ramps. You can turn the mini ramp life size, or you can turn it down to yeah, it's crazy. You guys definitely gotta check out.
Ashanti, does that mean that there's a chance that Rodney Mullen has heard about that snarly?
That's what I'm saying.
For those of you who don't know Rodney Mullen, please Google him, and if his drop comes through at that snarly, just know it is over. But yeah, the initiatives, yeah. So what essentially the initiatives mean is that we used to, okay, how the split happens with those with the that snarly drops with the editions, open editions. 50% of the revenue is shared with the shredder, and then the other 50% is usually shared with NounsDAO. So it's a 50-50 split. But now with the initiatives is that once the athlete or the shredder that uploads their video or graphic or whatever they want to drop with that snarly, they can now choose to support an initiative. And so if you put in your initiative in here, you can say, okay, you know what, for me, I want the other 50% to go to maybe Skate Hive. So when a person is going to mint, you can the artist, the shredder encourages them like, hey, you should support this initiative. So they choose and uncheck NounsDAO, and then the other 50% goes to that initiative. So that's a cool little new feature that we have there.
Also with that feature, Rocket Man said there is a threshold that you have to your initiative has to meet, and I think it's 2,000 votes for your initiative.
Oh, that's why.
That's why there's that line in between.
Oh, that makes sense. I was wondering, man. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
So 2,000 votes for the initiative to start showing up under the revenue share button, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So 2,000 votes to be in one of the initiatives to have revenue share versus the ones that didn't meet that threshold.
I see. That makes sense. But yeah, so that's the update on that snarly. We do have some new videos. So if you have a NAS NFT, OG NAS NFT, or if you have purchased minted something on that snarly, all those are valuable votes. So I encourage everyone to jump in. That's now.ly and vote up some content that you like. If you don't like the content, we don't have a down like, we don't have a dislike button. Because I mean,
if you don't like it, don't vote for it. It's that simple.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't like it, don't vote for it.
Yeah. So
I'm scrolling through now, and these are fantastic. Just literally just scrolling down the page, it's like it's awesome to see all this, and some of these are familiar faces too. From I never actually met half of these folks, but I definitely saw them at NFT NYC last year. So when I helped Pixel and Chris get to the skate park, so awesome.
So
hey, speaking of,
can't wait to link up again this year.
Hell yeah, let's go! I'm gonna be there in April, more likely than not. I'm trying to figure out, lodging. I might end up crashing on Upsoshi's floor again, but I'm also going to be heading up in March for Art Modder.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of skaters down there too, because we're trying to do some activation with the D gods. But it's just, man, D gods are crazy in Paris right now. So
hell yeah,
wait for that.
That'd be awesome.
Amazing, guys. It's my lunchtime, so I'm just going to be listening in as I eat some lunch.
Yeah, do your thing, Dad.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Devin, and explaining all that way better than I ever could. If you haven't yet, seriously, go to thatsnar.ly. That is THATSGNAR.ly, and you'll be able to see, even if you don't have the ability to vote, you can just scroll down and see all these awesome trick videos. And I mean, it's like skateboarding TikTok. It's ridiculous. It's so cool to watch.
After you, if you want to be able to vote, Maria's up for the daily drop. It's just the same amount as that the NOMO was, 0.0069 ETH. And after you mint, you can vote. And then
I
your
love
profile,
that.
and then your profile page will actually show up when like your actual profile page would show up, and it'll show the person that you support and the clip that you bought. And then if you had clips yourself, it'll show you the clips that you posted and the people that support you.
Oh, when you go to the daily, when you go to the that's NounsDAO, to get to the daily drop, just look in the top right hand corner. You'll see it, daily drop. There's 13 hours left on this mint, and that'll take you to seeing the video. And you don't just get one you don't just get one vote. You actually get 5 votes on that's NounsDAO for minting this video. Yep. And it's only 0.0069 ETH each. So that's awesome. I'm watching the video right now, and it's I literally cannot fathom having that much hand-eye coordination. And I'm saying this as someone who's been a dancer for 20 years. I can't fathom it.
Yeah, skiing's different.
The flash between day and night doing the same trick is also kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's how you know she did she did that clip a bunch of times. She was like, you know what, we're gonna film this later too, like and then add something different at the end.
That's so cool. Yeah, I have this blows my mind. Watch it. I have to stop watching. I'm not going to be able to host if I keep watching. I'm just mesmerized. Wow.
Cardinals on the mic. April joined us yesterday, and she dropped a little elf on us. Did you have a hand in booking Kevin Rose for the show?
No, that's all April, that is. So she's got like a reach into the Moonbirds community. Obviously, she's a Moonbirds holder. And I think she knows their like community manager there. So she leveraged that. And yeah, I didn't know she was going to drop it yesterday, but yeah, it was her alpha to drop. So I'm glad she did.
Yeah.
We're all pretty excited about
that. Is that tomorrow's show, or
no? It's
when is that
a week tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be that one. So not
nice
tomorrow, it'll be the week after. Yeah, it should be a fun show. We'll promote it. We'll promote it during the week and then yeah, there'll be lots to speak about because obviously there's been lots of stuff going on with Moonbirds recently. So yeah, it'll be really fun.
Yeah. Well, what's going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, you're asking me questions and I'm hungover. I'm just taking one day at a time.
I'm sorry.
My mind's literally gone blank.
You're sitting there going, I've got 2 brain cells left and they're fighting for 3rd place. Don't ask me anything.
Tomorrow.
The DIMA. Don't ask me anything.
It's still not even coming to me. It's tomorrow. Oh yeah, so we've got Warren on from who's been doing all the stuff with Czech. So he's one of the co-hosts.
Oh yeah.
The Czech Up space that runs on TNS. So we pulled him over to the little lounge show just to chat about his journey and checks or Pepen and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it should be really good.
Awesome.
It came to me eventually in the form of me going onto a spreadsheet and looking at the guest.
You know what? Whatever works. I have no high ground here. I'm still adjusting to being awake. The only reason I am able to host this show is because I could probably do it in my sleep at this point.
But you do a great job as well.
I appreciate that. I try. It's not easy when you have to go to sleep at 2 a.m. and then wake up at 6 a.m. in order to get ready for it. I woke up at 6:45 today because I slept through my first 3 alarms.
Yeah, it's all consuming, but we love it.
Yeah.
I haven't been fortunate enough to go through what you guys and girls on
This
the team
wasn't
have been
this
through,
wasn't
because
nearly as bad. This isn't nearly as bad as it could be, because we went through the last time FOMO got botted. It was at like 4 in the goddamn morning for us, or like 5 a.m. for us, and like 2 a.m. for PST, and like nobody was happy. This is not good, but at least like I can wake up and be awake for the day, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I've only been on the team long enough that like my first shows were at like 10 in the morning, so I haven't had the beauty of going through the night yet.
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's fun. Actually, I do genuinely enjoy when the show gets to be at like, 11, 12 p.m. my time. Because then it's like it just feels nice, like you've had a long day, you've been working on stuff all day, and then you come home, you turn on your phone, you plug everything in, and then you just sit around, you hang out with friends, and just to wind down on 9 o'clock. Those tend to be like a pretty low key show most of the time, but they're still good. Whereas this one, I wake up and I just immediately I'm just like we need to be full of energy on this show, because if we're not, then we're all going to die. Like, and that's sort of the energy that I have to bring to it. But we love it. We wouldn't do this every single day, if we didn't love it. And also, we were hyper conditioned, because Cardinal, I don't know if you remember this. I think you were there briefly. August 8th, the anniversary of Nouns, the Nouniversary. We did a 24-hour TNS space.
Yeah, I only popped into that, so I can't imagine what that was like. But
it sounds like
something really fun. Like, I would have loved to be involved in it.
Ben was hosting Behind the Clock, and I was on stage the entire time, and we were the only two that I think didn't get any sleep at all over that 24-hour show. Because of course we were. And that was when Naptoshi happened. She was AFK for a couple hours. Toady took like 2 hours to eat food and rest a little bit. But yeah, that was an incredible experience to host a show for 24 hours straight. But also, I'm not doing that until next Nouniversary. Because that was ridiculous.
We'll actually schedule out some staffing for that now that we have a large enough crew, because it was murder as an audience member. I should have all the POAPs, but because Ben doesn't know how to pluralize a word, I missed a couple. He's like,
I have all
when
of
he
them.
shared the secret word, it ended in an ED, and I didn't know it was plural or whatever the nomenclature is for that, but so I missed 24.
Oof.
The last hour. Yeah.
Damn.
But
That's
it's
rough.
a story to tell. I also maybe was a minor Naptoshi and missed POAP number 2 as well. So I've got 22 of the 24, but I was technically there for the full 24.
You were. You know what? We count it. We count those. For context, for anybody who wasn't around in the before times, we did a 24-hour space on August 8th of last year, 0808, which was the Nouniversary, the 1-year anniversary of Nouns.wtf launching. And we gave away a POAP every single hour. We actually gave away 26 POAPs over the course of that 24-hour, because it started at 9 o'clock. The same way we do this space. It started at 9 o'clock, and we ran the space until 9 o'clock the next day. And Twitter actually cut the main recording off at like 24 hours and 1 minute, and we ended up having to open another space. So the total time that we were online from 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock to the sort of post-show review that we did real quick, we were live for a total of about 24 hours and 45 minutes. And
crazy.
Yeah.
Did you have like guests coming on, or were you just like, right, we're gonna run?
We did. We had a new guest every hour.
Oh, nice.
We did. We had a new guest every hour. Actually, more than that. We were that was one of the things that we were wondering about, like leading into it when we were planning the show. We were just like, what are we gonna do? We've got it's a 24-hour show. Who are we gonna get to come on? And that was the first time that we really realized nouns and Noun O'Clock are a global phenomenon. We have a global audience here. I mean, it's the reason why we can still get people to come online when it's 8 in the goddamn morning for me, because we've got people from all over the world. We have full time zone coverage in our audience, so we had people in the space at all times, and we had guests. We did that thing where it's like when you're not sure if you're going to get something, then you sort of like overestimate a little bit. We had a 24 slots, and we invited like 36 people, figuring that a good chunk would not be able to make it for whatever reason. And I think like 2 people said no. So suddenly we had this ridiculously overfull schedule. So some people only had like a 15 minutes of fame sort of deal. And then when we asked all these people, then they told their friends, oh, I'm going to be on this 24-hour space. And then their friends who had their own Nounish projects or their own Web3 projects or whatever were like, oh, can I get a slot? And we were like, oh, God. We ended up having about 40 guests almost, like 38 or something over the span of a 24-hour time period. We also raided a couple Discords.
As you do.
Bet you remember that, Cardinal. Or you were awake for that?
Yeah, I remember coming in.
That was Halloween, but yeah, we went and attacked the Lils.
We raided the Lils.
With some Muppets gifts, or Noggled Muppets gifts.
Mm-hmm. It was a good time.
That individual still hanging out in the Littles anymore. But I see April in the audience. If she's in a good place, maybe she can give us a quick update from
April.
Paris.
Yeah, she's
let me bring you up.
messaging me now, actually. So if you can bring up, I'm going to pin something, but it's probably better if she explains it.
I already invited her.
Yeah, good. I've pinned what she could speak about if she can speak, which is a pretty cool thing for everybody who's in here to win a pair of knuckles. But if she comes up, then
you got April the POAP, right? Yesterday?
I did, yeah. It was
awesome.
Fantastic.
Hey guys, I love that. If she's good enough, I can't remember how you introduced that. I am a bit rough this morning. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a bit of a slow start to the day.
You and Cardinal both.
Oh, is Cardinal feeling it from the rugby yesterday? Excellent.
Yeah, I'm dying.
I actually that was the beginning of the end for me. I went to catch the last of that match. I saw the last 20 minutes. Commiserations, Cardinal. I think you might have another bout of commiserations this afternoon, hopefully, if we manage to. Man United can get the job done and beat Newcastle. We will see. But no, it's
another bout of commiserations is a wonderful sentence, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good 24.
No, but everything. Paris has been amazing. I was just messaging Cardinal actually. I think the only thing that was a bit of a shame. I was really looking forward to seeing a lot of the speakers because the lineup was just insane. But there was only about 200 seats in the hall where they were speaking, so it was impossible to get in there to just hear anyone speak, which I was a bit disappointed by because they'd really build it that way. I very much thought it was going to be a sort of auditorium setup and heavily focused around the talks, but it was kind of the opposite way. There was more happening in terms of the different booths and the exhibition space that they had set up. But apart from that, it's been amazing. It's been great to meet everyone. The after party last night was insane.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures. They look good.
It was good fun. I bowed out at just after midnight, but I think it went on late. So yeah, and then I think a few people are still around today, so I'm just gonna link up with with a few more people before everyone heads back home. I know like Obtoshi's already left, I think, this morning, because I think Denver's like, I mean, I think it might have already started. It's like now.
It's like tomorrow, yeah.
So no, it's been excellent, and I think Cardinal pinned already. Yeah, I've just honestly the Nuggles, like I've had to like pry them back from people's hands. People are like obsessed with them, and like one of the things that I think would be interesting to do is like whether for these events like that, like Obtoshi's at, maybe I haven't actually suggested this to her, but like can we like put like a prop in to just buy a load of Nuggles that we can just give out to people and let them have and take them away with them, because they were like really
what Nuggles? Which kinds?
These are the Nouns Works ones that I had. I ordered like
party Nuggles.
Yeah, I ordered like 10 of them, and I think I've got two left in my bag, but I left a couple at home that I didn't pack. So yeah, I'm gonna give one away. I've just put a little tweet out, like a retweet. So yeah, if you want a chance to win a pair of the Nouns Works Nuggles, like everyone was like thought they were amazing. They're like so well made. So I think it would be good to get them out to a few more people if we can.
By the way, on the topic of Nounworks Nuggles, the packaging on them is also fantastic, and you get like a little keychain with it too. Like they're so fun.
They're amazing.
I've got a pair that Clem gave me.
Took out, like, because I ordered so many, I was like unboxing them all, and then I had like a little stash of the key rings, which was like, I can't give you the Nuggles, but you can have this instead, which. People were happy with them, but they wanted the Nuggles basically. So I disappointed quite a few people
because they're fun and they're awesome.
They're so awesome. So yeah.
I've got a couple other things from Nounworks that I don't think are available yet, but I've got some stuff. So I'm not going to reveal anything because I don't know what I can give away, but. There's some more stuff that we might be seeing at NFT NYC, maybe a little bit after, because I've literally got like, I'm in my office right now, which is where I host the shows, and I've just got like a cardboard box full of random Nounish crap. That when I went to visit Uptoshi, Clem came over and was just like, "Here, I got you something." It just hands me like. This heaping pile of stuff.
You've got the connections. I'm very jealous.
I mean, to be fair, you know, we all live within like 2 hours of each other. So, or did before Uptoshi went on the road. But yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see what those mystery items are. Hopefully, we can all.
They might already be out. There's a couple things. There's more Noggle-y things. There's maybe some figures of some kind. You know, it's a good time.
Alpha. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool anyway. But I'm
being too circumspect for it to be alpha. It's
yeah. And all you have to do is retweet that tweet to April to win. So that's pretty cool. No jumping through hoops. No tagging 3 friends.
No, I just kept it super simple, and I was just like, you know what, retweet, and I ran out of characters, but I'm basically going to leave it up for 24 hours and then draw a winner. So yeah, nice. And then I'll send them out as soon as I get home, which is like in a couple of days. So, and it will be like a brand new pair. It's not a pair that's been on like 100 faces in the last couple of days. So it's going to be a pair that are in a box and haven't been opened. So yeah, get them out there.
Well, yeah, there's like 40 people in the audience here, so I'd expect you all to go and retweet that.
It is the second pinned tweet from the left, in case you're looking.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem. And this has been our on the ground report from April in Paris.
Yeah, I feel like I can't even articulate the last couple of days very well at the moment because it's just been nonstop. Today I'm gonna like try and distill down actually everything that happened and can give like properly like my thoughts about what it's been like and the different people that we've spoken to. There's definitely a couple of opportunities that have come up from like the little noun side as well. So going to be following up with that today and seeing if we can make a couple of those things happen in the next few weeks that I'm excited about. So yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff. But I'm tired now. I'm tired, people.
Please get some rest.
Well,
gonna sleep the entire plane ride home, and then.
Oh my god, I hope so. It's a long plane journey. If I can sleep the whole way.
Oh, trust me, I'm familiar. Yeah, that's I've done that trip. I'm painfully aware. Actually, I've sort of done that trip. I used to have to go from Cairo to Brussels to Tokyo to back home to Honolulu. So I had an extra leg, but
I'm doing Paris, Hong Kong, Osaka, Sapporo. So I've got 3 flights on the way home, which is a pain. But that's what happens when you live like in a random place in the world, far from most things that are happening.
I always felt really lucky when I was when I went to college in New York, and then I would still go home my first couple years for like winter break and stuff, and like for Christmas and stuff. And so I always felt really lucky that I could frequently get a straight flight. It was on a plane for 11 hours, but still I didn't have to change flights anywhere. And then the few times when I did, sometimes on my way back, I would have a layover in like Phoenix or something. And every time I like happened to have a layover, some huge storm would hit New York. And I'd end up having to stay in Phoenix or wherever else I was, Phoenix or LA or whatever, for like 48 hours to wait for the storm. And I'd, show up to class late, having just arrived from the airport.
Honestly, traveling is never smooth. And I was saying, like, I tweeted about it. I was like, why is there like no effort in these like big layover airports where you can just go and like stretch or do a little bit of exercise? Because like going from one sitting in like a tiny seat for like 12 hours to another plane and to do the same is like, you need to stretch out, limber up.
JFK has a couple lounges where you can do that, like gym rooms. Honolulu Airport has a couple like yards that you can run around in. Because Honolulu Airport, for anybody who hasn't been there, is pretty much entirely outdoors. It's basically a bunch of like uncovered walkways because it never gets cold or hot, so you just. But yeah,
Hawaii
there's a few
on my list for sure. Especially now I live in Japan, it's kind of like relatively close in comparison to.
It's close geographically and culturally.
Yeah.
She says because her entire family is Japanese.
Oh, amazing!
To be clear.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean I'm adopted. I'm Apache, but my family is Japanese.
Awesome. Well, I'll be back in the land of the
When Nouns Hawaii.
Yeah.
Give me an excuse to go home.
Oh my God! Japanese contingent on stage here with Mr. Brian also being a transplant to Japan. I was thinking actually for the Noun CC thing, Brian, that the little nouns have a block of voting with their 15 NounsDAO nouns, so you might want to do some awareness in that Discord and work towards getting a yes vote towards your prop.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He might be sleeping.
I think he's just a listener, right? But I'm sure he's
Yeah, he's not on stage anymore. He dropped.
Oh, Oh, that's weird. It's showing as a speaker on mine, so it's probably showing as a speaker on Symbio as well.
Twitter is a flawless platform with no flaws. Yeah, for me, the only speakers are me, Cardinals, Symbio, and April.
The dream team.
Yeah. It's basically a little down show.
Yeah.
With Noun O'Clock.
Taken over.
It's okay. It's fair. I mean, we we front ran you on Akfa, so
It's true.
it's tit for tat. Anyway, it is. We've been This show has been going for over an hour now, so I think it's time that we do a little bit of housekeeping. Maybe give away a POAP and do a retweet picker and all that fun stuff. So yeah, let's do that. We give away a POAP every single day here on the Noun Square. POAP stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol. It's a free NFT that you can get just for showing up. If you don't already have the application, you can go to poap.xyz on your mobile device and download the app. That is poap.xyz. Download the application there. It has to be on a mobile device in order to enter the secret word, which is how we give it away here. Once you have done that, hang on. Yeah, once you have done that, you just tap the mint button in the bottom right-hand corner. Then you tap secret word. And today's secret word is greasy wall. Greasy wall. GREASYWALL. Greasy wall. And I know
everybody goes silent while they're minting.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to go silent while I'm minting, but that's just because I'm obnoxious like that. But yeah, we get to play this lovely game that POAP inflicted on us, or that the Daily Dose, now the Daily Zen, inflicted on us at this point, I guess. I do think it's kind of funny. I
really hope Ubtoshi went hard on Patricio and tried to get it reduced to 420.
If she didn't, then next time I see him, I will, because which will probably be
should
fairly
be enough.
soon.
And I think it adds in the hundreds block every time you get a wrong answer. So they put another one in the current, 500, 506. If you get one wrong, they add another one to the 500s, if I recall correctly. But I stopped playing because it rugs iPhones while on stage. So
that's annoying. Oh yeah, for anybody who didn't get it the first time, greasy wall. GREASYWALL. I don't know why when I give away the POAP, my voice drops into that timbre. It automatically goes into the number you have dialed is not available. At the tone, please record your I don't know why it does that.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, probably. I actually used to do that a few times when I used to work in Manhattan. I'm saying this while I'm figuring out the Twitter picker, by the way. I used to work in Manhattan doing IT work, and one of the things that was my specialties at the shop that I worked in was I was really good with Ring Central, setting up phone systems. And as part of that, I would have to set up call trees, and sometimes they would need voice over work for the call trees, and it was easier for me to just do it. And it got to the point where literally a quarter of the doctor's offices in Manhattan had me in boy voice going thank you for calling Dr. whatever. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. And it got to the point where I would go on dates with people, and they'd be like, your voice sounds super familiar. And I'd be like, oh, well, I've done a couple audiobooks. I've been in some video games. And then I'd find out that no, the reason my voice sounded familiar is because they talked to it every time they had to make a gynecologist appointment.
Priceless.
Which
So
is
is
a
that the
hell of a
actual-
thing to experience on a date.
I used to use Ring Central. You mean the actual Ring Central, or are you talking
Yeah.
about just call? Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
did some voices for the actual Ring Central, and then I also did for individual like locations, you know, like thank you for calling TechServe on West 20th Street, you know, stuff like that.
That's awesome. So I probably heard your.
It's
workforce
entirely
there.
possible.
Yeah, we used to use it for the clinic that I ran. So
And all right, let's see. All right, we have a Twitter picker, and oh, it's a familiar face. I always love when this happens, when it's somebody who shows up consistently. It's always nice. Winner of 0.069 ETH today is, I can't ever pronounce your name, but oh, it's Lise Chung. Okay, there we go.
Congrats.
LouisLee.eth.
I thought you were going to say Cardinal. You missed the show yesterday, but we did enjoy at your expense a laugh around the potential of emojis being a factor in winning.
Yeah, I think it is.
Hang on, I'm making a note of this. And we've got your we've got your Twitter. We've got your wallet address, so we got you covered. Because you have won this before, and I think we should also try to draw a lucky NOMO. What do you think?
No. You have to go back because I think it's staffed for the last 2 days. Currently.
Yeah, but I mean, we can fudge it a little bit.
Yeah, go into the Ether scan and see the last purchase.
Well, we'll actually, you know what? We've been on stage for an hour and change. We can figure this out tomorrow. If you haven't minted the NOMO yet, it's a little more expensive right now. It's 0.01 ETH. It's about 17 USD-ish. But it's still cheaper than most of the NFTs that you would get for being entered into the NOMO drawing. So if you want to be entered into a drawing to win the TNS Mashup Edition or a free copy of the Wizard's Hat, the animation that just was minted recently, or there's even some Chex editions in there, some derivatives. Most of them are more expensive than a NOMO is when you first mint it. So definitely worth it in my book. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I got one. So yeah. That's all I had for today, honestly. Is there anything else y'all wanted to go over before we call it? I can do the schedule and.
No, I was just wondering what you have chosen for outro music for the plug.
I've got a couple things. I'm still deciding on which to do. Do you want to, Cardinal or Symbio? Do you want to do the schedule that we have for the next day while I figure out music?
Please don't ask me anything.
Symbio, that means you.
I don't have it queued up, but I'll go and find it.
All right. Well,
Thank you,
I do,
Symbio.
so never mind. I've got it covered. I've got it covered. So the schedule for today is super easy. The only thing that we have after 9 o'clock LITE on weekends used to be nothing, but now we've got daily drop with That's Gnarly. So 9:30 p.m. EST. That's going to be in about 13 hours from now. And that's all we've got coming up today. Tomorrow, at pretty much the same time, we're going to have another 9 o'clock. I'm not sure who the guest is for tomorrow, but I'm sure it's going to be a good time. Cardinal, do you know who the guest is tomorrow?
Yeah, so it's Barber from Little Nouns. I think he's coming on with Al and some of the rest of the team about their proposal that's gone up to NounsDAO. So that should be quite
Hell
fun.
Yeah. Then at 10 a.m., there is the brand new Noun Soapbox. We've only had one so far, so this is going to be the second ever Noun Soapbox, and the first with the project having actually launched. Unouns.wtf. They're UN nouns, but you just spell unouns.wtf if you want to check it out. Awesome project, and they've got a soapbox tomorrow at 10 a.m. So check out the project. If you got any questions, bring it then. 10 a.m. EST. Then at 1:30 p.m. EST, Bora Bildar Brazil, there is a Portuguese language space on the Noun Square. If you speak Portuguese, then come through. I don't personally, so it's one of the few languages that I can barely understand but don't speak at all. So it's it's one of the few spaces that I don't go to, but it is a lot of fun listening back to it later. Then at 3:30 p.m., join yours truly and Tortita to talk about the Nouns Museum. It's another soapbox, 3:30 p.m. EST. That's about 8:30 p.m. UTC. You can do the math from there for your local time zone. We just started this one last week as well. Started the same day as the UNown soapbox. It is always it has so far been a super interesting experience because Tortita is so plugged into not just nounish art, but the greater Web3 art ecosystem in general. And so there's a lot of valuable news that happens right at the opening of the show. I love the way that he set this up. I wasn't sure going into it what it would be about. It's just like, yeah, Nouns Museum, what are we going to do? Oh, we'll wing it. And he came in with all of this incredible information. And I'm really excited to be on the show again. So that is at tomorrow, Monday, 3:30 p.m. EST, 8:30 p.m. UTC. Immediately after that, at 4:30 p.m., there is Nouns Esports, a soapbox at the Noun Square. I don't know what's going on with Nouns Esports at the moment. There is a Halo tournament currently going on a couple hours from me in Charlotte, so I'm probably going to tune into that immediately after this space. But I'm not sure if Nouns has a presence there competitively, but I know a couple people from the community are there. So we'll probably talk about that as well as everything else going on in the esports scene. Mondays are a fun day for me. It's all my favorite things all piled into one. And then 6 p.m., we've got the Little Noun Show, which we basically had this morning, but we're going to have it again at 6 p.m. EST.
Yes, yeah.
I love what y'all do there. I love what y'all do. I love the guests that y'all get. It's a fantastic experience, and I'm thankful that we have it frequently. That's all we've got on the schedule for the next 48 hours ish. So with that in mind, will you please play now? My computer isn't letting me do things. Hang on a second. By the way, if you have anything else that you want to add before my computer starts letting me play music and stops doing whatever problem it has right now, speak now or forever hold your ETH.
I just recommend everyone scroll through Prop House and have a look at the available houses and the available proposal opportunities, because apart from Vesselverse, like we discussed yesterday, you don't need a token to get in, share an idea, and maybe proliferate and win some ETH or a token.
Awesome. Yeah. Now it's working. Might have been slightly better for like a robot, but whatever. Play us out on some dramatic. Thank you once again for joining us for 9 o'clock LITE at the Noun Square. Hope you all have a wonderful Sunday, or hope you had a wonderful Sunday if it's done already. We will see you at 9:30 p.m. EST. That's Gnarly, the Daily Drop.